Konnichiwa minasan, Tashi Arinji desu. Hi guys. So I'm going to answer some questions that I got from Panene1, and thanks for your questions. So here we go. There's 4 questions you had there. So, what part of Japan are you in? I'm in Tokyo area, and I normally hang out on the west side of Tokyo. Wait, directions. Yeah. And the side of Tokyo I hang out on is a lot less old people, a lot more young people, generally speaking, because things are cheaper. I think, at least generally, like places by me are cheaper than Ginza and Tokyo, which are just business districts. So yeah, I don't really go there very often. Too classy for me. So yeah. Second question, is it a good time? Yes. Yes. It's still a good time, but it doesn't mean there aren't bad days. So I think whenever you move to a foreign country, there's their ups and the downs. And yeah, sometimes I have horrible days, and I kind of think to myself, like, why did I have to choose this route? Like, was this right? In a way. And then other days I feel that, yes, it was right for me to come here. But overall, I will say that if I had to go back and change time, I wouldn't. I would have still come here, and I think this was the best choice for me overall. Because it not only have I grown as a person, but I've learned a lot of life lessons that I don't think I would have learned in America quite as soon. So, yeah. Third question is, how hard was it to adapt or begin to make conversation there? So I'm going to split this into 2 things here. So adapting and conversation. So for adapting, for me, it wasn't that difficult. I did a lot of research on Japan before I came, both times actually, and I expected a lot of the things that happened, actually. So for me, it was exactly what I had expected because I had done so much research on the topic. I didn't just overnight say, I'm going to go to Japan and go to university. Yeah, let's go. I did do some research, and which you should do if you plan to move to a foreign country. Make an informed decision. Don't just go do things just because you feel like it. You should, in a way, but also, please do some research. You might not like it either. Not every country is fit for every sort of culture, kind of. I guess maybe that might be the best way to put it. So yeah, it wasn't very difficult for me, but when I went back to America, I get like a lot of reverse culture shock. And it's not as bad now, but like, I have some really embarrassing stories in America. Yeah, so that's how that goes, I guess. Conversation. So the first year I was here, I actually didn't speak much Japanese at all. A lot of my friends were foreign. A lot of them were from Korea. I had friends from Taiwan, friends from China, friends from basically not Japan. Or if they were Japanese, they spoke English fluently. So I didn't really practice much, but after about a year, I was able to at least have basic conversation that was useful in everyday life and was not just like "genki desu ka? Genki desu," like this, because no one uses that. So yeah, about a year, and I mean even now, I still can't have conversations to the extent of like my English level, which I wish I could. So you still have to study every day and kind of keep working at it, unfortunately. I wish it would just like come to you like when you're a baby. It doesn't really work that way. So. And finally, how much Japanese did you know prior to coming here? Well, I studied Japanese a year, lived in Nagoya for a little bit during a homestay, and then I went back to America, studied another half a year, took half a year off, and then entered university here in Japan. So I had a basic knowledge. I could get around at least, but I mean, nowhere near fluent. Nowhere near passing any JLPT. Maybe level 5 now that they have that one out. But yeah, so hopefully that answered your questions. So I'm gonna go because I got pizza coming to my house, which is not very Japanese, but every once in a while I like to indulge myself with some American food. So I'm gonna go eat that pizza. じゃあ、またね!